You didn't know?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Doc's Pop Reviews. We're doing another episode of Wishful Wednesday, but I'm doing a little bit different this time. I'm not just talking about one Funko Pop they should make. I'm talking about 10 Funko Pops they should make. I could have broken this up and made it, a bunch of different episodes and one per one. I was just like, you know what? Let's just make one episode, Wishful Wednesday, covering the Attitude Era. Now, I'm doing top 10 Funko Pops they should make from the Attitude Era. It's not just going to be one individual wrestler per number, and I'm not doing them in order of, least to greatest or greatest to least or anything like that. I just put it together, and I think these 10 either individuals, tag teams, or faction from the Attitude Era should be made. Now, there are some wrestlers that from the Attitude Era I do believe should be Funko Pops, but I decided to leave them out because I want to see what you guys say in the comment section to see if you can guess which other ones should be made, or if you just look at the list and say, oh, that's perfect, let's make that list, or you disagree and think some should be taken off and replaced with others. I'm really interested to see some comment section conversation with the Attitude Era people, because that's the era I really enjoyed, I grew up with. Well, let's just jump into it. All right, first one, Kane. Now, Kane has been made into a Funko Pop, but it's that one where he's been unmasked. They kind of cut a hole in his mouth. We already know what he looks like. The Kane I grew up with, the Big Red Machine, he had only one arm showing. He had his whole face covered. He would talk into his voice box. That's the Kane I know. That's the Kane I love. That's the Kane I want as a Funko Pop. Moving on to the next one, The Big Show. The Big Show with hair. I don't believe The Big Show has been made into a Funko Pop at all. Bald, hair, WCW, WWE, whatever. He hasn't been made at all, which is kind of surprising. They made Andre the Giant, and The Big Show has been around a long, long time. So it's time to make him a Funko Pop. Let's move on to the next one, Owen Hart. I have Owen Hart as a Hasbro figure, and I would love to see him as a Funko Pop. And they can go back to his older days. It doesn't have to be Attitude Era, but me personally, I'd love to see it. I tried to get a picture of him from the Attitude Era where he had his black and yellow and it said danger, and sometimes he was called a nugget. I think that would be a cool one, but I think a lot of people know him from the black and the pink, and he's the King of Hearts. Then the next one is the Dudley Boys, and they were, Devon, get the table, that kind of thing, and they were a really cool tag team. I think that their clothes and their glasses would be really cool Funko Pop. Speaking of dominating tag teams, we've got the APA Protection Agency. Now, I know that they were at one point called the Acolytes, and they were in the Ministry of Darkness, but I like them better as the APA Protection Agency when they had the door and people would knock and hire them to protect them, and they were also tag team champions, Bradshaw and Farouk. Let's make it happen. Moving on next, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is also one that has a Funko Pop out, but it's the bald version of Kurt Angle. I want the Attitude Era. He's got his gold medals. He actually has hair. This is the Kurt Angle that I knew, and he was, big time heel. Let's make Kurt Angle a Funko Pop with his hair. Attitude Era. Next up, he's not a wrestler. It's not a tag team. It's the Attitude Era commentary team. I just saw recently Jerry the King Lawler is coming out with his own Funko Pop, but it's him as a wrestler. I want to see Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross, good old JR, as the commentary team, and I think it'd be kind of a cool two-pack and put them behind a table. That would be really cool. Moving on next is Degeneration X. Now, I want both versions of DX, and this is in the top 10 included. The first one would be Rick Rude, Chyna, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. I would want a 4-pack. I don't want them sold separately. Make it a 4-pack. That's the original Degeneration X. Then Shawn Michaels was gone, Rick Rude was gone, We get the new Degeneration X. Triple H was the leader with Road Dogg, Jesse James, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, and China. Same thing. I don't want them sold separately. Sell it as a 5-pack, okay? Then, last but certainly not least, the Nation of Domination. They are looking for any and all excuses to make The Rock as a Funko Pop newer, older. Why not go back to one of his first roles? I know he had Rocky Maivia, but then he joined the Nation of Domination. We got Mark Henry, The Godfather, Farouk, D'Lo Brown, and then The Rock. I know there are other versions of the Nation of Domination where there are other people, even including Owen Hart. But this is the specific faction that I would like to see, and I think it was the most popular one that feuded with Degeneration X. That's my list, guys. Top 10 wrestlers that should be made from the Attitude Era. Do you agree, disagree? Leave your comments down below and let me know which Attitude Era wrestler did I leave off the list you believe should be a Funko Pop. Have a great day, guys.